Today I'm going to show you how to make a doctor, and I've got a male and female version for you. So first of all, you're going to need a white 260 with a good long tail of perhaps about 4 fingers or so. I'm not going to use all of this, so it's not essential. So just soften your balloon a little bit, and then we're doing the male version first, by the way, and then twist off a bubble that is perhaps about 2.5 fingers, and then twist off another bubble to match. So you've got 2 bubbles, and then bring those 2 together, twist them together, and then take that knot and nozzle and just wrap that through the centre, and that pinch twists those 2 bubbles. Okay, again, give your balloon a little squeeze and make a bubble of perhaps about 9 inches or so. This is going to be our doctor's body and legs in one, so however long you want that to be. Bring the balloon back up, just give it a little squeeze, and then you want to make another bubble to match this one. Okay, so measure it, twist it, and then just wrap that into the neck. Okay, so this is what you've got. Give your balloon a little squeeze, and now we want to make some arms. So however long you've made your body, you want to come about halfway down. So my bubble is perhaps about 5 inches or so. Okay, and then I'm going to make another bubble to match that one, and then just wrap that into the neck. So this is a really great body design for all kinds of characters. Now you can break this off, and then just tie. Next, take a 5-inch round. I'm using blush. I'm going to show you how this design looks in a Mocha brown version at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. And whilst you're here, be sure to hit that subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos, and I hope you'll give the video a like as well. So take your 5-inch round and inflate. We just want to stretch out the latex a little bit, let it down a little bit. And I like to use my hand as a gauge. I want a sort of a roundish head, and then just tie that off. And what I would say at this point is, if you've got quick links and you prefer to use a 6-inch quick link, then that's great, do so. You know, these are your design decisions to make, and at the moment I think we're all just using whatever we've got in stock at the moment. So take your doctor's head and just wrap it into those pinch twists there. So just wrap that tail round. Okay, and this bit will move around a little bit whilst we're just adding elements. I'm going to give my doctor a tie, so I'm taking an uninflated 260. I'm just going to run the air part way down, so that's going to give me perhaps about 3 inches or so of tie, maybe a bit long, more like it, perhaps 2.5. And then at this point, I'm going to tie a very loose knot. So this is going to be the top of the tie that's been tied, and I just want to pull that very gently. Okay, so it gives you a bit of a knot there. And then we can trim off, but give yourself an inch and a half to pull this into the neck. Take your doctor and then just pull that tie into those 2 pinch twists, wrap around the back, and then push that up. Okay, and I can trim off this excess now. Okay, so this is what you've got at the moment. I'm going to make a little stethoscope for my doctor. So first of all, take a 160 in black. I'm not going to use very much of this, so if you've got a little piece of scrap, that's perfect. And just make 2 1-finger bubbles. Okay, so 2 very tiny bubbles. We're going to pinch twist those in the usual way. So just grab hold of the first bubble and just twist them round, and then take that knot and neck and just wrap that through the centre, and that's just going to pinch twist. And then you can break this off and tie. If you're going to be making the female doctor, hang on to this bit and just tie and save it for later. Take an uninflated 160, I'm using silver, but grey works really well as well. And just find the centre and just pull those 2 pinch twists into the centre of that 160. Okay, so that's what you've got. For your doctor's face, take a black Sharpie. I'm using a bullet tip Sharpie and I'm just going to draw 2 large black circles. For this design, I don't do anything particularly complicated for the face. Whilst that's drying, just take a fine point Sharpie and give your doctor some eyebrows. So I tend to do that using the flat of the tip. And I just take an Edding 750 white paint pen and just draw a little white highlight followed by another one in the doctor's eyes. And then for the doctor's nose and mouth, I just use a brown fine point Sharpie and I just do a little dash for the nose and a little line for the mouth. So you can attach the stethoscope so that it's just tucked into the pinch twists, or as I said, you can glue it to the side of his head with a couple of glue dots or U-glue dashes just so that holds in position. So there you've got your male doctor, and I've just put a little U-glue dash there on the side of the doctor's head just to stick the stethoscope in position, and I've trimmed the nozzle off on this side. So that's the male version of your doctor. I'm going to show you how to make the female version. For our female doctor, you're going to need a white 260. And we're not going to use all of this, so it doesn't really matter how much you've inflated it. Twist off a bubble that's perhaps about 2.5 fingers and make another bubble to match. Bring those 2 together, just twist them together, and then take that knot and nozzle and just wrap it through the centre, and that will pinch twist those 2 bubbles. Give your balloon a squeeze. Twist off another bubble that is perhaps about 9 inches or so, and then we want to make another bubble to match this one, so just give your balloon a squeeze, match that bubble, and then just wrap that through. Okay, and then you can break this off and tie. So you're going to need a 160, and again we're going to use very little of this, so it doesn't really matter how long the tail is. So you're going to want to make arms that are a little bit lower, a bit longer than halfway. So I'm making bubbles of about 5 inches, and then make another one to match. Just twist these together, pass that neck and nozzle through the centre, and then trim this off and tie. So you've got your 2 little arms. I don't attach these until the end, until I've drawn the face. So I'm going to set these aside. Next, take a 5-inch round. I'm using blush. Again, I will show you a version of the Mocha brown design that I do. So for the moment, I'm using blush, and then I just use my hand to just sort of gauge the size of head that I want. I want a roundish shaped head. If you've got 6-inch quick links and you want to use those, absolutely go for it. They're great for this design, but not everybody has quick links available at the moment, or not everybody wants to buy them. So just attach your head to those 2 pinch twists, just wrap that in. Okay, and that's what you've got. For our doctor's head, you're going to need a 160 in a colour of your choice. I'm using goldenrod, and I've got a tail of about 3 fingers. So make sure this balloon is nice and soft, and then just take the knot and nozzle and just wrap that into the head. If you're using a quick link, you're going to be able to use that link just to wrap into the little loops that we're going to make at the top of the head. So you do that. But as we're demonstrating this design without quick links, then I'll just carry on with the 5-inch round. So you want to take your 160 approximately to the top of the doctor's head. So you're aiming for the crown or very close. Twist off a bubble, and then you just want to make a very small loop of a couple of fingers, followed by another small loop of a couple of fingers. Okay? And then make sure the rest of your balloon is nice and soft, and then bring that back down onto the other side and just wrap that in with those pinch twists there. Keep your balloon soft, And then what you want to do is take the rest of your balloon up and down the back of your doctor's head, and we're just going to wrap into the little loop at the top there. And we're going to go back down, keeping everything soft. So you're just infilling the back of this head. Okay, again, keeping everything soft. The head may well pop forward. If it doesn't matter. We're actually going to pop that back in and then just carry on filling in. Okay, I'm going to do one more just around the back, and then I can break this off and tie. Again, for this design, I draw a very simple face. So just 2 large round ovals, which I colour in. Again, I'm using the black Sharpie bullet tip. And now with fine point Sharpie, I just like to give my doctor a few eyelashes. With our Edding 750 white paint pen, just a couple of highlights for the eye. Finally, for the mouth, I like to give her a little pink rosebud mouth. And then we can take those arms that we made and just slip these on. Just pressure fit them. And then you can take the stethoscope that you've made and you can just slip that underneath the hair, and that will just hold in position. At that point, I'm going to trim off this end, and there you've got your female doctors. There are lots of things you can do with this design. You can add shoes, you can really go to town. It just depends on how much detail you want to put on.